This is the control panel for our aqua ammonia metering pump number 3. We've got an asset tag up here at the top that says AAMP3 control panel, and that's the same tag that's on the engineering documents, and it's what we're using in our CMMS to reference this particular control panel. And this panel by itself is one asset. And subassemblies of that are these SCUs for each of the head. They would have AAMP3 SCU1 for its head number 1 and AAMP3 SCU2 for its head number 2. And then behind this, the pump that it runs. This is the pump. You can see pulsation dampeners, motor, tach generator. You can see various back pressure regulator valves and gauges. You can see the dual simplex pump and the head 1 and head 3 that are on that pump, and these are all subassemblies of the whole pump, and we've chose to break this down into its individual components in the asset master data. If you notice on the same screen, we have little phenolic tags identifying valve numbers, and on a chart on the wall behind us here we have a one-line kind of diagram of what those valves are, because we use these pumps in our risk management program. It's hard to see here, but there is also a little tag on the pump itself that tells you it's ammonia AAMP3. So these are the two examples I wanted to give you a picture of, and then in the next couple shots explain how the data we got off that and what it eventually looks like inside of our CMMS. This is one of the sheets. It's probably 15 years old now, that the operators went around the plant and collected when the plant was first constructed, and operators would go around to each piece of equipment, write down the details of it, and then they would follow that process through the O&M manuals and drawings and kind of consolidate all that information into one document. So you can see in this particular spreadsheet, it's labeled Nerman Water Treatment Plant. The location of the plant's chemical feed, and this is a subsection called ammonia chemical feed. We would abbreviated it ammonia-CF, and these are the maintenance points or the assets and some of their data that are in Maximo. So for the example of the pictures I just showed you, ammonia metering pump 3, you can see where my little cursor's at, I think, here. On the equipment number column, we have an AAMP3. It's located in ammonia chemical feed. Its description is ammonia metering pump 3, 12 gallons per hour. It was manufactured by U.S. Filter, Wallace & Tiernan. It's an Encore 744 series pump. That's its model number. It's got a serial number, vendor who we bought it from when we purchased it. Scroll over here a little bit. We can see its equipment is Haynes, the spec section out of the original contract specification document, and any O&M information. This would be the manual where this data eventually got put. And the operators will go around and collect this by hand, and this I think took probably about a year to put this whole document together. And you can see the little check marks and notes on here as this was typed in. Somebody would go back different and verify the information was correct. And once it was all finished, it got loaded up into our CMMS. So let me take you here into our CMMS and show you what this ammonia metering pump looks like kind of in its final form in the CMMS. Okay, this is the CMMS. The one we use is Maximo, but there's lots of others out there. You don't have to use Maximo. This is just how it all looks once all the information is collected and loaded into the CMMS, so you can kind of follow this through the process. So I've logged in here. I've actually got another screen I logged into. So we were going to look at AAMP3, so I'll go to that one. And you can see this is the same tag that was on this sheet, AAMP3, ammonia metering pump 3, 12 gallons per hour. And where did Mike go? Here's that same description. It shows that we're the owner, water production hit BPU. It shows its status is operating. Its location is chemical feed in the ammonia chemical feed area. It's got the serial number that was referenced on the sheet. We've had some updates to this CMMS, so some things aren't checked on it, like regulatory and install date. This was originally installed when the plant was built, and I know that, so we can put I know when it was installed, and it only had a year warranty. So, and then we even have a room for asset priority. This is critical, essential with backup. And let's see here, we have our purchase information. We purchased this from a company called Seidner Equipment. It was manufactured by US Filter. Installation date is here. They didn't record the purchase or replacement cost because they probably didn't know it at the time. Our CMMS allows us to track costs since we've had the CMMS up and running. Down here at the bottom, some of the other columns on that spreadsheet, like spec number, contract number, mechanical drawing information, O&M information, are all located in this. And we also have another tie-in to a different program we use called OnBase. It's a document management system. I won't do it here just because of the time it takes, but in the field, if a mechanic or a tech had a work order for this, they could come to the asset and double click one of these field, spec number, contract, O&M, and it would go to the document management system, and it would bring back those manuals so they could look at, so they wouldn't have to go back to the shop and find the book and read it. They could actually bring that stuff electronically to where they're at. So that's it for this little portion of the video. Actually, I forgot one little thing. Those spare parts that were with that, we've got a spare part tab in here, and these are all the little sub-assemblies of that metering pump. We've got the double simplex gearbox, the heads 1 and 2, the motor. We've also got spare parts. Anything that's been used as a spare part for that equipment is here and referenced in our CMMS. We also have item master data for inventory and quantity of what those things take. So we have some meters. They keep track of hours, and if we needed to, we could go in here and look at work details. If I wanted to look at things that were previously completed in history at the work order level, then I could retrieve any work orders that we've done in the past. There's 28 different work orders over the history, and they're give a date reported and what the description of that work was done in the past. So we have historical data, what we did on the pump, and that all, the cost of all that work got rolled up into that asset screen we were just looking at for that asset for its cost here. So we are capturing ongoing cost for that metering pump, which will help us at some point decide when to replace that pump or continue to repair it and PM it.